today we're going to do a question which is which of the following which of the following um, which of the following can't be the resultant vector of magnitude vector of magnitude 5 and 10. So the options are, let's say, 7, 15, 5 and 2. So you can pause the video and think about it. So to understand this, we can use two concepts. Number one, which is, if you remember, by triangle law or parallelogram law, and when we talked about the special cases, we talked about the maximum and minimum. So first of all, let's use the first method, which is I think it's you learn it and you use it kind of way. So the first method, it's gonna be the maximum value. So the maximum that the maximum what the maximum magnitude of the resultant that we can get. So very confusing to think about that. The maximum value of the resultant that we can get is just going to be the sum of them, which is 15. So 1 plus 5 is 15. So let's write 5 plus 10, which is 15. And the minimum magnitude of these two vectors is going to be 10 minus 5. Since you're going to subtract them, it's going to be 5. So anything that's what's the question? So anything that's in between these, so it's fine. So 15 is the maximum value, it's okay. 5 is also the minimum value, it's going to be fine. And 7, it's going to be fine since it falls between 5, 15 and 5. But the one that does not fall is 2, so which means the resultant which can't form is 2. So this was the first method, which was just like you learned it and you used it. The second method, which I like much more, the second method is using your brain. So let's use our brains. To use our brains, let's make two vectors. If you're using a pen or paper, it will be much more faster than what I do, since I have to make it look a little bit prettier if I want to make it look a little bit pretty. So let's say forget about the direction since it doesn't matter right now, but we are gonna say that this is the direction, and this is 5. If this is 5, it's gonna be double, so this is 10. So if you can check the boxes, it matches out. So let's see what we can do. So we can just keep them parallel. This means 15 will be the maximum. So I think it will be better if I do it by step. So it's basically we are gonna do the same thing. So it's nothing different. So the magnitude is 5. I think it will be better if I write magnitude 5, and here the magnitude, it looks like MAG, and magnitude is 10. So the maximum over here and the minimum over here. So what can I do with these two vectors? Obviously I can just add them up. I can add them up like this in the same direction, or I can actually make one of them in the opposite direction. Let's make this one in the opposite direction, so, and which will cancel out that part. So this will cancel out this part. So the resultant will be this. Let's take this one, let's move it on top of this and make it so that it's red. Let's move over there, let's move it over here, and it's gonna be actually this. So I will actually explain, just wait, I'm just trying to focus when I'm drawing. So let's see, if they are in the same direction, you're just gonna add them. So this is 5, this is 10. So the magnitude is 15, right? And here this part and this part cancels out, so this part right over here cancels out. which means we have 10 minus 5, which will give us a magnitude of 5. So anything in between these is fine. So our resultant, so let's say the magnitude of the resultant, so the magnitude of resultant belongs from 15 sorry, from 5 to 15. So any number that falls between this range is the answer. So you might have a question, which is why we are not taking minus 5, since you can say minus 5 minus 10 is gonna be minus 5, but we cannot do that. We have to have positive number when we are talking magnitude. I think both the methods might seem similar to you and they're pretty much the same, but it's about how we went about it. So in this one, we just remember the formula, or we remember the case and we just kept it. So we remember adding them is going to give the maximum value and subtracting them is going to give the minimum value. So we did it like that. But over here we actually thought about it, so we got this. um, Obviously, these vectors can also be rotated. So if I rotate this vector, so suppose if someone rotated the vector like this, then obviously you can have like 7. So in one of the cases the resultant will not look like that, but it will look something like this, so which might be 7. So any number between 5 and 15, including 5 and 15, can be created. So this is gonna be it for today's video, and in the next video we are gonna actually talk about another question. Till then, bye bye.